They annoyed me so much that I put up another sign on my top corner window. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sure you have. OLF, we're here to stay.
I live in Quebec. It's a province in Canada. It's a very unique province in Canada. There's a lot of unique things that are exclusive to Quebec amongst the other provinces in Canada. Maybe the type of mountains that we have, the way our winters go, Habs go, and we have police policing over our language. The language police. The Office of the Language of French. And they've existed for quite a while. And some of you have maybe had encounters with them, or fear encounters with them. Nevertheless, it's a very real thing here in Quebec. I don't want to get deep into that. That's not for me to get deep into. And I'm not here to talk about the current situation. I'm here to talk to you or to show you about previous situations that maybe had led up to this situation. So that's why I'm replaying an excerpt, because I think that this is a very important excerpt from a very important interview that I did with Harry, the owner of a cute little pastry shop that has existed here in the suburbs of Montreal, known as the West Island, since 1958. And he's owned it for some 40 years or so, up until this point. And it's been in his family for, a decade and a half or so before that. So I wanted to do this as an encore because I think it's important to show it now. I think it's important to replay this part of the interview now, and I hope you all enjoy it. And again, if you like what you're seeing in this channel and you want to support the stuff that I'm doing and you want to support me in a way that can help me to do more of these videos more often, I have a PayPal link in the description of this video. If you're watching it on Facebook, which I don't think you can, but I'll have it on Facebook. If not, it's in the description of this video down here below, and you can contribute however much you'd like. Everything is truly appreciated. So without further ado, here is a cute little excerpt from my interview with the owner of Swiss Vienna Pastry and Delicatessen. I don't think that's the official name anymore. I'll put it in the title. I'll put in the title right now. Ready? Go. Okay, so the store doubles 86, you said?
Yeah, but at 86, 87.
Now, in 84, when you took it over, no time was spared before you started what you might be second most famous for, which is the drama that you've been having with the Quebec government.
That started with
Bolanis de Petit Bouton?
Bill 22, I guess.
Or 178?
178, then Bill 101 came in. I've been through all of them. I've had fun with all of them.
But this is in 84.
You got to remember, in 84, when they annoyed me, in 85 or 86 when they annoyed me, I protested and I put up my new window in the new store with the 45 languages. That's where it started.
Yeah. You started with 5.
Yeah, and then my clientele, as they were walking by, what about my mother tongue? What about my mother tongue? Well, to this day, we're still adding. If somebody comes along and says, how come this language is not on?
So initially in 84, you purchased the store, and within that same year, they're already in...
I had a welcome.
Because you had welcome and bienvenue?
Yeah.
And because...
both were the same size. And they're remaining the same size.
So, are these the original? Is it still the same ones that's there, and you've just touched it up?
That's right.
The welcome and the bienvenue.
Nothing has changed.
Are the same ones?
Yes.
And you've never redone all the languages? This is the same thing from 40 years ago when you started. So you start with 5. So the multilingual thing was, of course, it's you also ran a store where your staff spoke many languages, you speak many languages, your customers spoke many languages. So to put many was a
I wasn't doing anything wrong in my eyes. I was treating my customers with respect and saying hello to them in their language, not just bonjour, as the government wanted. And it played well in my favor, to be honest.
So
I got a lot of respect from my clientele out of that.
So again, just to recap, but was this was still a fairly new phenomenon for the West Island, right? Because the language thing and the signage and business.
Yeah, but they were starting to go around from store to store and harassing retailers for not having more. The French being more predominant than the English. And my philosophy, my policy was an Anglophone and a Francophone customers are equal in my eyes. They both deserve the same respect.
Or by 1990 it sparks up again. 1990 is when it happened the second time. Right? So you said you didn't want to see this first incident as a win because you said that they could come in my store today or
That's
tomorrow
right.
and start it all over again.
100%, they still can today.
So in 1990, when it happened again, you protested in a different way. What did you do to your storefront in 1990?
Oh, you really have to go there. You've been digging.
I've been digging.
Is that when I put the black paper on my windows and said, English has died today? And I basically covered up my storefront in black in protest. At that time, they annoyed me so much that I put up another sign on my top corner window. I don't know if you've seen it, I'm sure you have. OLF, we're here to stay. Office Langue Française.
That's from a couple years ago.
No, that's way back.
Oh, that's way back.
That's way back, after this black window protest. There are two elements to this. A, I thought they were wrong. B, I was having fun with it. Okay? I didn't lose
We're getting your artistic skills.
I didn't lose a minute's sleep. As a matter of fact, hindsight, it probably increased my business by 30%.
Okay, well,
because now all of a sudden, we have more Francophones coming into the store and saying, Harry, we're with you. We don't approve of what the government is doing.
In the spring of 1990, things were getting a little heavy. I give up. Basically, if I can't have English signs on my front window, I won't have French signs. I'm ready to close the shop and get out of here.
Sounded good.
Were you exhausted?
No, it just sounded good. It was good PR, good radio, good TV.
PR.
It sounded good.
It's like you're writing your own story as it was happening. You're like, oh, this is the part in the story where I should seem like I'm a little defeated.
But it didn't, you know what? Exactly. Okay? What am I going to say? Somebody came up with that comment or was talking to me, and it was just that type of a moment. Oh, let me give them something to talk about.
Okay, well then on May 17, 1990, just 5 days later, you were getting calls. Watch your family.
Oh yeah.
And you had to hire a security security guards from an agency.
Yeah. Took my kids to school.
Talk to me about this.
4 or 5 days later, it was all over.
It sounds like the October crisis.
This province. Anyhow, we shouldn't go there.
Okay, well, give me something.
We had a threat. We took care of it. The police were watching. End of story. And after that, really, we've never had a real threat.
Ended in 1992.
Yeah.
Where you won again.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the same thing where you said, I won, but...
It continues.